everyone, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title, I'm going to be doing a tutorial today on acrylic enhancements. To start, I laid out all of my materials for prep, which is my tip cutters, alcohol, dehydrator, primer, and of course the tips and nail glue. I used my BT Art Box full cover tips to create a full natural nail to glue the tips on. Just like I would a real client, I measured the tips before gluing them down. Once all of the tips are glued down, then I'm going to go in with my tip cutters and cut them down to the desired length, and also go back with my 80/80 grit file and shape them to the desired shape. Now, since I didn't want this video to be extremely long, I just went with a simple square shape. Once you're finished with your shaping, then it is time to move on to the next step. Like I said, we're going to treat this like a real client. So I take my Melody Susie drill with a sanding bit, and I'm going to blend in that area where the natural nail and the tip meets, just so it's not bulky. You want it to be nice and smooth before application. Once all of the nails are blended, then it's time to move to the final step in prep. I'm going to take a nail wipe and wipe each nail down with the 90% alcohol, removing the dust or debris. Then I'm going to put a thin coat of dehydrator on each exposed part of the natural nail only. And once that dries, I'm going to move on and put a thin coat of primer directly over that on the exposed natural nail only. You want both to be completely dry before you even move on to the next step. Now we are finally at the point where everyone's been waiting on: application. Now I use Me a Secret because it is very beginner friendly. Once you learn how to work your wet to dry ratio, it's a breeze. So I would definitely recommend Me a Secrets because, and it's not expensive at all. Now I usually take a small to medium sized bead. I do the 3-ball method. Take a small to medium sized bead and place it on the stress area of the nail, which is that area right where the natural nail and the tip meets. You're going to place it on there and basically move and pat the acrylic where you want it to go, pushing it down towards the free edge. Then once you pick up your second bead, it's going to go directly over that one, patting to blend it and pushing it more towards the free edge, making sure that you pat your sidewalls and free edge to keep everything together as far as your shape. Now, your third and final ball, if you're doing the 3-ball method, is going to go about the 1/8 of the way to your cuticle. You don't want it directly on top of it, but you don't want it so far up that it looks like you need to fill in already. So you'll take it directly towards the end, towards the top where your cuticle is, pat it, blend it up, and bring the rest towards you. You'll know once you're done with your nail, once you have your perfect apex. Your apex is basically your support for your nail. My nail that I'm doing here isn't that long, so the apex isn't going to be that high up or that big. But I will show you exactly where it is. Once you are done, you've laid acrylic on all 10 fingers. You're going to go back with either a file or your sanding bit on your drill again, and you're going to sand down any imperfections in the nail as far as lumpy applications or anything like that. Fixing your shape if that got out of hand as well from laying your acrylic. Once you are done buffing and shaping, make sure, always make sure you go in with like a three-way buffer to buff out the scratches from what you just did and give your nail back that natural shine that it should have. Now, if this was a real client, this would be the point where they get up to go wash their hands. But since I'm using my mannequin, or alcohol on a nail wipe and clean each nail before I go on to my next step, which is polishing. Now, if you're like me and you don't have a love for polish, but you have to do it, then you get messy. So I always keep a small dapping dish with pure acetone in it, as well as my cleanup brush. So when I'm polishing, before I cure it, if I'm using gel or before it dries, I use it and clean the edges around the nail so no nail polish dries and leave the final product looking messy. Now, one reason I wanted to do this video was to try out some new polishes that I just ordered from iGel Beauty. The first one I just showed was called Caramel Macchiato, and that's what I used for the first nail. Next one I have Secret Wonderland, Leche, Marsala Binga Bing, Radiant Night, and Amaryllis. Now, since I did say it before I actually polished the nail, I will add the label up in case you want to see, because this is sped up, so you probably will miss it. But I will add the picture or a video of the final colors at the end. Now, if you don't know, you should always use a base coat unless you're doing acrylic. 2 coats of polish, and always finish it with a top coat of your choice, whether it's shiny or matte. I most recently fell in love with Macart top coat, so that's what I've been using, and that's what I finished this look off with. Now that is the final look for me today. That is all I have for you on this video. I will be leaving, I don't know if I will leave the link down. Beauty if you all want this polish, but just leave it in the comments if you want it. I'll give it to you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media. I will follow back, and I will see you all on the next video. Peace.